very vocal on Twitter. If you follow Pepe on Twitter, you'll know that every now and again Pepe kind of, has a few suggestions to the world. You've been vocal about the need for education to improve. You've personally been involved in working with the principal. You do see that the future of the country depends on the quality of education, and you've become involved in this, and you're here tonight. But what I love about Pepe is not only exclusively involved with PFPs, he's also involved with one school at a time. So there's a kind of spanning boundaries in having someone like him here tonight. So we're really interested in your, if you were made Minister of Education tomorrow, and which is part of the dream, what then? What
made me aware of why education is so powerful. So my background is marketing. I'm a marketing specialist, and if you look at sort of the income brackets and the sort of spread of people in South Africa, then there's 5% top end, 15% middle class, 80% dysfunction, or below the breadline, not properly functioning, contributing to the economy to where they can. And if you look at the split in the schools between the private schools, the top government schools, 5%, the middle 15%, the bottom 80%. So those two are completely correlated. So to me, if forget about being the Minister of Education, I was the President, I put all the eggs in the education basket. Because to me it makes absolute logical sense that if you fix education, you fix the entire country once and for all. But I don't get dumbfounded by why it's taking so long, because I've also learned through the years fundamental learning at the age of 18, falling in love with a girl who left me at the end of matric for English guy. And the only way to get it back was to learn to play guitar, because he could play guitar. And then for the 16, 17 years I was literally a closet rock star. So I got music into my life because my heart was broken. So great things come out of really bad things. The new South Africa is born out of the old South Africa. If it wasn't for Verwoerd, you would never have a Nelson Mandela. It doesn't make the one a good guy, he's not a great guy. But the greatness was born out of the bad thing. So the way I see the world is, this country potentially could be a shining example to the world in terms of education, because it's such a unique situation. So out of this situation is born Partners for Possibility, which could be the most revolutionary model in the world to create something new, because we end up doing things the way it's always done. So I'm actually very grateful to live in a country with all this stuff, because these things are bound to create a greater and greater nation. I mean, you've got to ask yourself why such a small nation is such an incredibly famous nation. I mean, I've started traveling quite a lot in the last few years. Wherever I go, when you're from South Africa, you are a rock star, like you are, which is amazing. So I'm super passionate about it. I have a vision for it, and the great thing about having a vision for it, it doesn't matter if you achieve your vision, as long as every day you're going towards that vision. It makes every day worth living. I don't know who mentioned it, might have been Bob, but you get so much more back by giving. And I've learned that obviously if you give to get something back, you're not going to get anything back. But if you find a passionate cause and you give, it is phenomenal how much you get back on all levels. And people think the only wealth we've got is money. But there's spiritual wealth, which I've learned. My depth has increased through being involved with education. Family, you get to appreciate your family because you see what's out there. There's just so many other things. Adventure, it's one of the wealths in life. Getting involved with a school in the township is quite a bloody adventure. A white gets to go to Diepswit or Soweto, or for a lady probably even more challenging if you're coming from your suburb little palaces that we live in. So there's just so many aspects of wealth when you get engaged at this level, and I'm super excited about the future of this country.